Welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with my fellow Ghostbuster, Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we are finally back to go discuss Ghostbusters Afterlife for Cinema the Soda.
Yes, finally. And this is a very special occasion. That's why I brought some Ecto Cooler, freshly made.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That Jill is pretty good.
I know.
So, you want to discuss about Afterlife, or do you want to get to the critic reviews? Which one?
Well, why don't we discuss more of the film itself? Let me go into the overview.
Okay.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is a 2021 supernatural comedy film directed by Jason Reitman, who co-wrote the screenplay with Gil Keenan. The film was distributed by Sony and Columbia Pictures. The film stars Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, and Paul Rudd, while Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, and Annie Potts reprised their roles from the original films. It is the sequel to Ghostbusters 1984 and Ghostbusters 2, both directed by Jason Reitman's father, Ivan Reitman. Mm-hmm. And this film, and of course, Ivan Reitman is back as the film's producer. As well, this is the fourth film overall in the Ghostbusters franchise.
Mm-hmm. You want to get to the overview? Or do you want to...
Oh, the synopsis?
Yeah.
Sure. Set 32 years after the events of the second film, a single mother and her two children move into a small town in Oklahoma where they discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and their grandfather's secret legacy.
Mm. This was an awesome movie.
Absolutely awesome. Fantastic. This is what I wanted in a Ghostbusters sequel. Mm-hmm. This is what I wanted.
Yep. They did a lot of tribute to the Ghostbusters. They did a lot of good homages.
Yes. So many great homages and references.
Yep.
But I guess we should start going into the cast.
Yep.
And big ups, and I have to give a toast to McKenna Grace. Mm-hmm. Because her performance as Phoebe was absolutely fantastic.
She does a good Harold Ramis impression.
Yes. I mean, she's Phoebe Spangler. She's the granddaughter of Egon. Mm-hmm. And she finds a way of definitely showing a lot of elements of Egon, but still being herself.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's not afraid of being her nerdy self and, you know, actually taking everything that keeps happening seriously. Yeah. I really enjoy it.
Yep.
Though I do find it interesting that she doesn't question the fact of, ghost pieces are moving by themselves.
And she's the one who says that she doesn't believe in ghosts. And there's no reference to that. She's just, there's ghosts now. I guess.
Huh. So that's happening.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. But seriously, McKenna Grace was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I'm worried if she threw her back out by carrying this film, because really she is truly the main character of this story.
Yep. Everyone else is just there for the ride.
Well, they're great in their own way, but it really is her story.
Yep. Yep, and she also sings in this movie for the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
My God, she's multi-talented.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, with talking about the younger sister, why don't we go and talk about the older brother? Mm. Trevor Spangler, played by Finn Wolfhard.
I liked his work on the It movies.
And Stranger Things.
I still haven't seen Stranger Things yet.
Well, same here, but I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Kid's a really good actor.
Yep. He said that on the audition. They both said on the audition they didn't know that it was for a Ghostbusters movie. It was promoted like the auditions were mainly like for a family movie. They didn't really tell, like a family drama. They didn't say what it was going to be about until they got ready for like the read-throughs and then found out.
Oh, this is a Ghostbusters film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Very clever. Very clever, Sony. Very clever.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Finn did a good job. Mm-hmm. He's definitely playing more of the older brother that is supporting the younger sister.
Yeah. And he's not there. He goes back and forth. Sometimes we see him, and then sometimes he comes back into the plot out of nowhere because he disappeared.
Well, like I said, this is a McKenna Grace feature.
Although he does like the hit on the other girl.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, that's mainly his goal for most of the movie.
Well, that and repair the Acto 1
Yeah.
when he finds it.
Well, mainly just wants a vehicle to drive, but still.
Yeah, but he's essentially the Winston of the group.
Yeah.
He's there for support and fix the car.
Yeah, and he has a bit of Pinkman in there a bit. Or he tries to be.
I would actually say someone else was more of the Venkman.
Yeah.
But we'll get to her.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about the kids.
Yeah.
Why don't we go into the mom? Carrie Coon as Cali Spangler.
Yeah. She's a sort of a jaded mom.
Well, yeah, because
Abandonment issues. That seems to be a running theme from Ghostbusters 2 on the Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Deadbeats. But at least this time there's a purpose why. There's a purpose why.
Well, except for the father of the kids. But
Well, that's why I said this time there's a purpose why.
yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, one, Egon had sex?
Yeah. I think he had her before he joined the Ghostbusters. That's the way the timeline seems to fit. Of course, he was too personal to himself that he didn't really let anyone know. Yeah, we're letting some spoilers in here. Want people to know that.
Light spoilers. There's going to be a full spoiler talk for another video. Mm-hmm. But what?
Yeah.
Egon did this before the first Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Oh my god. There's so many questions. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I did like Callie, even though I think she was a bit too rough on the whole, oh, my father abandoned me, woe is me.
Yeah.
But
if she knew about his job as a Ghostbuster.
And then soon later on she finds out, oh, yeah, he may have left, but he never forgot. Mm-hmm. Egg on your face.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Yeah. But she did do a good job. Mm-hmm. You know, you definitely felt she cared about her kids. Yeah. She truly did.
Yeah.
She's a good mom. She's trying her best.
Along with trying to hit on Paul Rudd.
Speaking of, yes, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson.
Gary.
Paul Rudd was great in this.
He played the central 80s, 90s fanboy.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's like, hey, you didn't know about this?
Plus, on the fact that he has a nice kinship with Phoebe because their love of science.
Yeah.
Hey, science is important.
Yeah.
And I just love how much he fanboys as they start to find, actual artifacts and gadgets used by the Ghostbusters. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, in talking about, I guess, the central family.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Gary does actually develop a relationship with Callie.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's subtle. It's not made too over the top or anything,
It's just awkward for Phoebe.
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, how... Well, yeah. Because things like that she doesn't fully understand. It's kind of alluded to that she's most likely somewhere on the spectrum.
Yeah.
She's somewhere on the spectrum. Very intelligent, but there's just... social skills aren't her strong suit. But we're talking about the central family. Why don't we go into the friends that the kids make along the way?
Yeah.
Logan Kim as Podcast. We do not know this kid's real name. He's Podcast. I love this kid.
Yeah,
this kid is great.
He's essentially the Ray.
Yes, he's very, very enthusiastic about things that are going on.
He believes in ghosts and all that.
Yeah, he believes in ghosts
But never heard
and
of
the occult and other things like that.
Ghostbusters until.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
And this kid talks about all these things in his own podcast where he keeps his headset and a boom mic with him wherever he goes, essentially giving narration to everything that is happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's silly, but I really enjoy it. And I really enjoyed the friendship that he and Phoebe, create.
I would thought of them as the couples.
No, they're more of friends. They're more friends right now.
Yeah. Although that one awkward scene about being lab partners was somewhat awkward.
Yeah, kinda. I think podcast definitely does have a thing for Phoebe.
Yeah.
But she's oblivious to it because social skills.
Or she just doesn't care. Or she cares and just doesn't want to put it out there.
That too, but most likely social skills.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy podcast. And, the way that he would make things much more gravitas and serious when he would give his narration.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yep.
And now, why don't we talk into the friend Trevor makes along the way? Celeste O'Connor as Lucky Domingo.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. She's pretty much the Venkman of it.
Yes. Very charismatic, very funny.
Although she's mainly plays hard to get, mainly.
Yeah. I mean, Trevor's the new guy. Yeah. He's the new guy, and she's very unsure about him right now. So it kind of makes sense.
She likes to mess with him a lot.
True. And I think it's probably because she actually does like him.
Yeah.
And as they get to know each other, she finds out, hey, he's cool people. He's a cool person.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's more than just a pretty face.
Yeah.
She don't take nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
She's truly, definitely the Venkman of the group because she's the most witty of all of them, and she's the most laid back of all of them.
So we go into the critic reviews, or what? Yeah. There's a couple more characters.
Well, yes, there are. I mean, legacy characters.
Yeah, they do show up. We have Janine.
Yep. Annie Potts is Janine Melnitz. We actually get to see her. Apparently,
Although the way she speaks about Egon catching herself, well, we were close friends, meaning that they might have still had a thing, maybe.
potentially.
Before he died, yeah.
I mean, we don't see Lewis in this, which, come on, Rick Moranis. Really? You couldn't come back for this? This one thing? Really? You couldn't? Come on, man. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Would have been a full reunion.
Yeah.
But it's great to see Janine.
Yeah.
And we actually find out what all the other Ghostbusters have been doing since, since the job closed up.
Again.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Mainly because Egon left.
Well, Egon left and ghosts dried up.
Yeah.
Ghost sightings dried up.
Mainly in New York, even though they could have just gone other places. They could have just asked to go other places. Hey, if you have a haunting, just call from New York. It'll be a long drive, but we'll get there.
I don't know. But, should I go into that? Should we go into that?
I was thinking we could do that with a spoiler review. But
Well, let's just say one went back to academia, one is still running a store, and another one became a business mogul. We'll go more into that in the spoiler review.
Yeah, but it was good to see those actors again.
Yeah. And it was also a very nice little scene we got to see of Sigourney Weaver as Dana.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go more into why in the spoiler review. And of course, they did their best in honoring Harold Ramis as Dr. Egon Spangler.
Yeah.
Using a lot of archival clips, pictures.
Yeah, but having they do like a stand-in for him.
Yeah. They definitely... Yeah, they found a stand-in that we don't really see his face or hear him talk.
Yeah.
But he definitely truly looks and feels like Egon.
Yeah.
Not so much Harold Ramis, the character of Egon.
Yeah.
And that's really what Jason Reitman wanted to go with. He wanted to have the character, not so much try to recreate Harold Ramis.
Yeah, because Harold at this point didn't look nothing like that.
No.
In his older age, yeah.
And I guess, should we go into the big bad?
Or should we wait till the spoiler? We should wait till the spoiler so we can get everything out of the way.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, let's get to our rights with the critics, or whatever.
Yes. Yes. One. The success tastes so good. So good. Because as this film was coming out, some critics and individuals decided that they wanted to utterly trash on this film. All because of the fact that the original, that the reboot Ghostbusters 2016 failed, and instead of it getting a sequel, Sony was like, why don't we go ahead and make a continuation off of the original films? And they got butthurt about it. So therefore, they decided to, instead of looking at this film objectively without any sort of, without having any of their
bias.
Yeah. They didn't look at this objectively. They looked at it with their bias over the fact that we wanted our sequel of Ghostbusters 2016 because strong women. Without realizing that, there are quite a few female characters that are very important. This thing is a vehicle based around a female character that we all like and want to see more of. But no. You wanted your Melissa McCarthy and your Kate McKinnon and your Kristen Wiig and your Leslie Jones. Which, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of all of them. And I do feel bad about the fact that Ghostbusters 2016 failed and horribly hurt some of their stock. Everybody, it's not their fault. It's not Chris Hemsworth's fault. It's not anyone who was in the film's fault. Yeah. It was the horrible direction by Paul Feig and the people that wrote the film. Yeah, I feel bad for Melissa McCarthy. She hasn't had a whole lot of hits since then, has she? No. Neither has Leslie Jones. Yeah. But hey, Kristen Wiig did have Wonder Woman. Yeah. And Kate McKinnon's doing great. Yeah. But because of the fact of that film failing, bombed in the box office, and the audience did not like it, so therefore Sony decided, we broke it. Why don't we go ahead and fix it? Fix our, our relationship with the fans that we tried to utterly attack and trash and call them racists or
sexist.
Yeah, and utterly, say that because they weren't interested in the film, because they didn't want a reboot, they wanted a sequel, try to make them out to seem like they're horrible individuals. Why don't we go ahead and mend fences and give the fans what they want, while at the same time, maybe we could go ahead and actually bring the franchise back to life. And it looks like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. This was a film made for the fans. But it's also a film that you could bring new people in and get them fully invested in Ghostbusters. But unfortunately, some critics didn't see it that way. They were still butthurt and angry and that they didn't get the sequel that they wanted. The sequel that real fans didn't ask for. And I'm calling some of you out. Like Charles Bramsco from The Guardian, who decided to give this film a 1 out of 5 stars, saying that, it was doing nothing more but capitalizing on nostalgia and whatnot, and this is rewarding bad behavior of fans. Who in God's name are you to talk about what us fans are doing? You're not a fan. You didn't ask for anything truly remotely about Ghostbusters. All you cared about was a freaking vehicle to push a freaking political agenda. And don't get me wrong, in some cases, I actually agree with some of those political ideals. But I'm not asking for that with my films. If it's done subtly, cool. But I'm not trying to use all the things I enjoy for entertainment as a way of pushing political ideals. So how dare you try to push prejudice on us fans of trying to say that we were bad people pushing bad behavior and this film was somehow rewarding us. No. This was Sony trying to make amends to people that they angered, people that they attacked, people that they hurt. All because of the fact that these people were not interested in a reboot of a classic film. This film has been preserved for future generations. This is an important staple in pop culture. And you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's been pushing this idea. Kristen Holub of Entertainment Weekly. Oh, well, I guess I'll give you a little bit of a pass because you gave it a C+. Jesse Hassinger of the AV Club just giving it a C. Once again parodying that whole idea of it was cashing more on nostalgia and fan service. Oh, really? Oh, really? Really? So you're just going to utterly discredit the fantastic work that this cast did and finding ways of making this film fresh and new while still paying respect and
homage.
Yes, to Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. Really. So I guess apparently you and Mr. Bramsco only care about certain female characters, huh? I guess no respect for McKenna Grace, no respect to Celeste O'Connor, no respect to Carrie Coon, huh? Is that it? Yeah. And then there's the biggie, where sometimes he makes sense and other times he utterly irks me, Scott Mendelson of Forbes. Dude, watch your mouth. Because you're going to say that this film relied on pandering fan service? Really? Really? Of course there are going to be things that reference from the original films. This is a freaking continuation. And to do a right continuation, you have to give some sort of homage or pay homage or have a nice little, I see there, for the original films. And you call yourself a critic. Really? You didn't get that? Really? And I guess you're also on that whole boat of, Ghostbusters 2016 was supposed to be a triumph for women when we have perfectly good female characters in this film that we all grew to like and are actually becoming popular within the Ghostbusters fandom. And for all of you critics, you Charles Bramsco, Kristen Holub, Jesse Hassinger, Scott Mendelson, and others that have tried to push this whole narrative, us Ghostbusters fans have never had an issue with female characters.
Yeah, with Extreme Ghostbusters, we had Kylie.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And Janine was a Ghostbuster in the cartoon occasionally.
Yes! For the love of God, Kylie Griffin from Extreme Ghostbusters is still a very, very popular character within this whole franchise. I grew up on her.
And she's the only one who made it through the comics.
Yes! She's actually led some of her own female-led teams of the Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. And we all enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But of course, you people that aren't actual fans wouldn't know that, now would you? Kylie Griffin, fantastic character. I was a young child growing up on watching her on Extreme Ghostbusters. She was one of my favorite characters. But now we get to sip on the champagne of victory. Because this film actually succeeded in the box office. Modest budget, and it's already made its budget and then some. It's actually about to double. The box office is actually very close to doubling what the film was made off of. So, I hope you all are enjoying your sour grapes and eating crow, because we proved you wrong. You failed. Now, sit down, shut up, and let the fans enjoy the thing that we do. And if you decide that maybe you actually want to get on the bandwagon, apologize first.
Yeah, and so how should we score this movie?
Why don't you go first?
I give this an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. It was good homage to everything.
For me, I was really close to giving this a 9 out of 10, but I calmed myself down a bit. I'm like, okay, remember, this film isn't absolutely perfect, but it is fantastic. I got to give this an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. It was everything I wanted and then some.
And with that note, before we go to our next thing, we recommend everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're now way past 100 subscribers since the last time we posted.
Yes, we made our first goal.
And live streams coming soon.
Yes, very soon. We will make a post about it.
Or after, when this video comes out.
Yes. Well, we're going to make a post about it on Facebook of when to expect it.
Yep.
We might actually make a couple live streams just in case.
Yeah. Yep. So, find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, and let everyone know about us. Who's there. Yep. And you want to roll us out? Since you had a fun time after this.
Oh, thank you for letting me let out my rage. Speaking of that, did you have any issues about what some people were saying?
Yes, I did, but I think you kind of shared everything that I wanted to say,
Okay.
for both of us. So,
and thank you for the help too.
Yeah.
Well, let me compose myself. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Definitely come back and watch us again. And if you have seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, please leave your thoughts in the comments. And also, definitely check out our full-on spoiler review right after watching this. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It definitely goes a long way. Thank you all. Let's fade to black.